Welcome. This is the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, and we are so glad that you've made it to a calmer corner of your day. Here, we focus on real solutions, practical help, and the kind of encouragement we could all use a little more of. So let's get to it.
Hello, everyone. A brand new year is rolling in, and 2026 can be a year that feels safe and hopeful and gentle if we can take small steps toward it right now. Now, we don't need big resolutions like most of us do at the end of every year, or grand plans to make that happen. We just need clear intentions and simple actions that keep us grounded. And I've seen this so many times in my life and in my work with seniors and family caregivers. Okay, now I've been thinking about something that fits this topic today so well. Years ago, I was working with a man who had just turned 75. This was down in South Florida. And he told me something that stuck with me. He said something like, a good year isn't really built in January. It's built in the little choices that you make all year long. I mean, the idea was that you make choices all year long instead of just 1 month out of the year. And he said it while he was practicing standing balance. We were working on standing balance, and with this calm and steady determination. And every day he worked on one small thing that gave him confidence, which I always admired about him. A little strength, a little safety, a little hope, whatever it was that he felt he needed to work on that day. And by the end of that year, he felt more in control than he had in a very long time. That's what he would tell me. That memory of his story, always reminds me that a hopeful year is something that we build on, not something we wait for. Now, as we look toward 2026, I want to share some simple ways that we can prepare ourselves for a year that feels safer and lighter. Nothing overwhelming, nothing that asks too much of you, just some grounded steps that help both older adults and caregivers feel supported. So the first thing we can do is to take stock of what worked this past year. And more importantly, what did not work. I've seen people gain so much clarity just by saying out loud, okay, this helped me and this drained me. Even write it down and say it out loud. You don't have to unpack every detail. Just noticing what lifted you up is enough. That's your roadmap. And I promise this kind of reflection matters for your health and safety. It's like identifying your core values, and then every action that you take is aimed at satisfying or towards those core values. Now, let's talk about routines. Routines are the foundation of safety, not only for older adults, but for everyone. Whether it's taking medication on time, drinking enough water, getting steady movement each day, or having a consistent wake-up rhythm. Little routines build stability, and stability builds safety, and safety builds independence. So if you're heading into 2026 feeling a little scattered, it's okay. You can start small, one simple routine at a time. Even something like making your morning slower and gentler can change your whole day. Try 30 days of that, and before you know it, you'll have that as an incorporated part of your life. Okay, so let's shift to the emotional side of things, because hope doesn't grow in chaos, especially mental chaos. It grows in calm, and it grows in clarity, and it grows when we feel supported, even if we're the only ones doing the supporting. If you're feeling tired or worn thin from the past year, you're not the only one feeling that today. A lot of caregivers are walking into the new year already stretched. A lot of seniors are carrying emotional fatigue that they haven't spoken about yet. And this is something that truly, truly matters. So step one for hope is making space for rest and honesty. Let yourself breathe, let yourself feel what you feel, and that alone builds your strength. Now, here's something practical that can make a big difference for safety. Look at your home with fresh eyes. Better yet, look at your homes through someone else's eyes. Hire an aging in place specialist or ask your physician for a referral for an occupational therapist to do an evaluation of your home. It's not to be critical. It's to make the environment that you live in safer and easier for you to grow older in, and also to care for someone in. So maybe it's as easy as clearing the hallways, or adding lighting, or maybe it's moving items to easier places, for access, like, bringing the dishes down to a lower cabinet, something like that. Maybe it's tossing out the things that don't work anymore or that are old and are unsafe. You don't need a complete remodel necessarily. You just need awareness. Little home changes have a huge impact on fall prevention and peace of mind. You can look for an aging in place specialist at aginginplacedirectory.com. Okay, now let me tell you a truth that I learned working for years with families and older adults. Hope grows when people feel connected. You don't have to be surrounded by a crowd. One good connection can steady you. A weekly phone call, a neighbor that you wave to or have coffee with once a week, a friend you check in with. Connection is safety for the heart. And heading into 2026, I want you to build one small connection that gives you strength. Just one. That's all it takes. Now, for caregivers, let me talk directly to you for just a minute. You pour so much into keeping someone else safer, and 2025 may have worn you out a bit. So as we move toward the next year, 2026, give yourself one promise. Promise yourself that you will not run on empty. Promise yourself that your rest matters too. And promise yourself that you get breaks, even tiny ones. A hopeful year for you begins with honoring your energy, not pushing past it. Now, for the older adults listening, here's my encouragement for you. You still have so much life ahead of you. You still have joy to experience, stories to share, and mornings waiting for you with a soft light, steady hope, and others looking for you, whether it's you in person or your words. So when you think about 2026, let your mind drift toward the things that give you comfort and purpose. Even small joys count, and they actually matter more than you realize. Preparing for a safe and hopeful new year isn't about doing everything right. It's about making small, honest choices that support your well-being, follow your core values. It's about slowing down enough to hear what your body needs, to what your mind needs. It's about creating space for rest and connection. And it's about remembering that you get to shape the year ahead. It's your choice. You get to make the year what you want it to be. Not all at once, of course. That doesn't ever happen or work, but one gentle step at a time. So let's walk into 2026 with steadiness, with clarity, with softer expectations, and with the understanding that hope grows in the simple moments in your life, and safety grows in those simple habits that you create. You've got time, you've got strength, you've got everything you need to build a year that feels so good in your own home. All right, my friend, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thanks for being here with me. If this episode brought a little calm to your day, share it with someone you care about. Maybe someone who could use a reminder to pause and reflect. You'll find more gentle reflections and resources for seniors and caregivers at seniorsafetyadvice.com And also take a look at aginginplacedirectory.com for the help you may need. And come back tomorrow for another daily moment of calm guidance and encouragement, right here on the Senior Safety Advice Podcast. And hey, if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel or the podcast, go ahead and do that right now. It really helps us reach more people who could use this kind of support and information. So until next time, take care of yourself and the ones you love, and happy New Year.
This podcast is part of our mission to help older adults live safely and independently. If you'd like to take the next step, visit aginginplacedirectory.com, where you'll find specialists, helpful resources, and inspiration to make every home your place to thrive.